Okay, so here we go. So they give us this triangle ABC, all right? And if we want to rotate a point 90 degrees clockwise, which would be the same thing as 270 degrees counterclockwise, then you can see the rule is given right here. XY is going to go to Y negative X. And that's rotating about the origin, okay? So you're rotating around the point 0, comma 0. So the rule for this one, like if you wanted to write it down, it would look like, it would be the point XY would go to the point Y negative X. Okay, so you're just gonna reverse the coordinates, you're gonna switch them. But you're gonna take the negative of the X value. So the first thing we gotta do is this thing right here that's showing right now, this is called the pre-image, this one right here, okay? So we need to write down the coordinates for the pre-image. So, let's see. So the point A, that is 3 to the right and 1 up. So that's going to be 3, comma 1. And then the point B, that is 3 right and 4 up. So that's 3, comma 4. And then the point C, that's 1 right, 1 up. All right. And now we're going to do the rotation. So again, I don't think I need to like show that in between part. I'm just going to go right to it. So A prime. So what we need to do according to this rule right here is we're going to switch the X and Y, but we're going to take the negative of the X value. So then now let's see, the Y comes first, so that would be 1. And then we'll take the negative of the X value, so that would be negative 3. And then for B prime, there's the Y value goes first, and then the negative of the X value. And then for C prime, again, the Y comes first, and then the negative of the X value. So those are the 3 points we have to plot then, according to that rule. So A prime is going to be at 1, comma negative 3, which is going to put us right here. That'll be A prime. Now, what I want you guys to see, I'm going to draw this on there temporarily, is can you see if we're rotating around the point 0, comma 0, okay, the origin. So look what happens. If I draw a line from 0, comma 0 to A, or line segment, you don't have to draw this part. And I draw from 0, comma 0 to A prime. Can you guys see that that's 90 degrees right there? So you can see what I did then is I went 90 degrees this way, right? Well, that's 90 degrees clockwise. And that would be the same as if you kind of watch this. So if I did like, what would this look like? If I kind of dotted this over here and up here, that's the same as going 270 degrees counterclockwise. Can you kind of see that? That would be the same as going 270 degrees in the other direction, counterclockwise. That's why it's the same rule for both of them. So when you guys take your quiz, you're going to have this note packet. So then all you got to do is look on there and say, okay, I need to go 90 degrees clockwise. So you flip through and you find the one that says this rule right here. And then you just do that to the coordinates, and then that's it. All right? So let's graph the rest of this one. And I'm going to take all that extra stuff off of there. So let's see. There you go. Let's do the other. We need to do the other points then. So then we need to do B prime. That was 4 right, 3 down. So 4 right, 3 down. So that would be B prime. And then we would do C prime was 1 right, 1 down. There's C prime. And then we're just going to connect the dots on this thing here. And so then the one with the primes, the A prime, B prime, C prime, that triangle is our image. So the black one is the original one. That's called the pre-image. And then the blue one is the image. All right. So then let's do the next two on this page, and then we'll just do one of them on the composition page, and we should be all set. So let's try, might as well do both of these. So let's zoom in on this thing. So we're going to do this one now. So again, we need to write down the original coordinates again for the pre-image. So for the pre-image, let's see, A again was 3 right, 1 up. And then B was 3 right, 4 up. And then C was 1 right, 1 up. And now this time we're going to use a different rule. So we're doing a 180-degree rotation. Well, 180 degrees doesn't really matter if you go clockwise or counterclockwise. You're going to end up in the same spot. So the rule for this one, if you can see it there, is the point x comma y is going to go to the point negative x, negative y. So that's this thing right here. So xy goes to negative x, negative y. So there's your rule for 180 degrees clockwise or counterclockwise. And you leave the coordinates alone. I mean, they're in the same order. You just take the negative of each of them. So then, for example, if we're going to do A prime here, we're just going to take the negative of the x and the negative of the y. And then same thing for B prime, negative of the x, negative of the y. And then for C prime, negative of the x, negative of the y. And then let's plot them. So again, I'll do the A prime first. So that's 3 left, 1 down. And then that would be like this right here, right? So that would be A prime. And then can you see that, like if I connect, I'll do this, I'll erase this after, but I'll connect these. So if you connect the center of that rotation, 0, 0 to A, and you also connect that center 0, 0 to A prime, then you should see that that is a 180-degree rotation. Either counterclockwise or clockwise. You're going to end up in the same place. It's actually a reflection across the origin also. So if you do a 180-degree rotation, it's really the same as just taking this point right here and reflecting it across the origin. So you reflect it across 0, 0 and end up right there. But anyways, let's graph the rest of them. So then we got to do B prime. So B prime is at negative 3, negative 4. So 3 left, 4 down. So 3 left, 4 down. So that's B prime. And then C prime is 1 left, 1 down. And then you connect the dots on this one. And again, your black one is your pre-image. The blue one is the image. So that's a 180-degree rotation about the origin. Now, when you guys if you did the delta math on Friday, like I said, if you didn't finish it, go back and finish it because I'm going to count it for 10 points. All you had to do in that assignment was move 1 point. So you just had to move 1 corner. Well, today's stuff, you got to move all 3 corners and then draw the final image, just like I just did by hand right there. You're going to do it on Delta Math, and I really like it because what it does is better than the problems in the book, because after you get it done, if you watch it, it animates it and actually takes the thing and rotates it and puts it on the new spot, if you do it correctly. So as soon as you submit it and you get the green check, it shows you the thing actually, like it would actually show A prime or ABC. It would actually show it rotating 180 degrees and landing on A prime, B prime, C prime, which is kind of cool. All right, so one more to go on this page, because we'll do all 3 of these, because I'm not sure on the test. You might have to do either 90 degrees clockwise or counterclockwise or 180. So we got to do all of them. So let's do the last one. So let me slide this down again. So we're going to do this one down here. So this time we're going 90 degrees counterclockwise, which is going to be the same thing as going 270 clockwise. And then you can see the rule for it again right here. So I'll write it down for you guys. So in this one, again, it would be the point XY would get mapped to the point negative y comma x. So you're basically going to switch the coordinates again, but this time you're going to take the negative of the y value. So let's write down the pre-image coordinates again real quick. So again, A is at 3 comma 1, and B is at 3 comma 4, and C was at 1 comma 1. All right, so then we just got to apply that rule. So again, we're going to take the negative of the y value first. So that's going to be negative 1. And then we're going to put the x coordinate second. So we switched them and we took the negative of the y value. Same thing with b prime. We're going to switch them, but take the negative of the y value. And with this one, again, we're going to switch them, take the negative of the y value. And then we just got to plot that. So then if we do A prime, that is 1 left, 3 up. So 1 left, 3 up would be here. And again, I'll show you that that is a 90 degrees counterclockwise rotation. So again, you don't have to draw this part. But if I connect this point to the center, and I connect A to the center of the rotation, so they're both connected to the origin. Again, this is A prime. Can you guys see that that is 90 degrees right here? So what you did is you went 90 degrees counterclockwise like that. Well, then that's going to be exactly the same as going 270 degrees clockwise around this way like this. That's why they're the same. All right, well, let's take that stuff off of there and wrap this one up. So... I lost my A prime. So there's A prime. Okay, let's plot B prime and C prime. So B prime is, that image point is 4 left, 3 up. So 4 left, 3 up. That's B prime. And then C prime is 1 left, 1 up. So that's right there. That's C prime. And then we just connect the dots again. And there we go. So that wraps up the stuff that you have to know about the rotations. I think you guys can see this is not too bad. All right, let's try to get back to that page that said composition of transformations. So hopefully this will work for me. Let's get up here. Again, the pages are all kind of out of order, but I think you guys will be okay. There we go, that's the one we want right there. So we did get it, that's good. And we are just gonna do I don't know if we did example 2 and example 3, but those are just translations. Because again, this thing's all out of order. We're working on page 4 and then the one on the right is page 2. So if you read this one, so let me zoom in on this. A composition is you're gonna do one transformation and then another one. So you're gonna do 2 of them. So that's what a composition. It could be a rotation and then a reflection, or it could be a reflection and then a translation, or it could be a dilation and then a, which one am I missing? I don't know. A dilation and then a rotation. So this one right here, this example 1, See if I can fit all this on here better. I think that'll work. So it says, if you read this up here at the top, it says that you're going to take triangle TRY and you're going to translate it under this rule. So again, you guys got to realize for the, let me get a little bit more room here. So you guys got to realize for the test that this means 4 left. And then this one means 3 down. Okay, so then after you do that, then you have to take that result and you have to rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise. So that's the second part. So it's a composition of 2 transformations. So you got to rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin. So you're going to have kind of like an intermediate, you're going to have the pre-image, then you're going to have the result of the translation, and then you're going to do the rotation. So you're going to have 3 images. You're going to have a pre-image, then an image, then another image. Now we got to remember, we need the rule for this thing. So we need the rule for the, I don't know which we use here. We need the rule for this thing. "90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin." Now, was that the last one that we just did, or was that the first one that we did on the other page? So you got to flip back to your page on rotations. Obviously, you're going to get to use your notes. Well, I'm trying to find it still. All right, so rotation, it says we got to go 90 degrees counterclockwise. So 90 degrees counterclockwise was the last one that we did. So I'm going to write that rule down so that we have it. So we're looking back on our rotation page, and we know that this means you got to take x comma y, and you got to map it to negative y comma x. All right. But first we got to do the translation. Now, one more note, I want to make sure I do this so you guys all have it. On the test, instead of writing the translation or the slide, instead of writing it this way, sometime they will write that in a vector notation. And what that looks like, again, I think I pointed this out last week, that will look like this. They will write a little vector notation with this weird bracket, and they'll write -4, comma, -3. Now notice that is not a point. This is not a parenthesis. This is like a, I don't know, like it's got a squared off bracket, like kind of like that. So if you see that, that's not the point, -4, comma, -3. That's a vector telling you to take the original image and go 4 left, 3 down. Okay, and that's how it is on the test, so you got to watch for that. So I don't think, usually, I'm not sure, I'll have to look at the test again, but I don't think they wrote them this way on the test. Okay, so anyways, let's do this thing. So for TRY, the first thing we got to do is write the original coordinates down. So point T is 1 left, 2 up. So 1 left, 2 up. And then point R is 3 right, 4 up. And point Y is 2 right, 2 up. All right. Now we got to translate it first. So we got to go 4 left and 3 down. So we got to subtract 4 from the X coordinate. And then we've got to subtract 3 from the Y coordinate. So for example, for the first point, I'll just show it on that one. What you got to do for this first point, right, what should I use here? I'll use this. For this first point right here, you got to go 4 left. So you got to do -1 minus 4, comma. That's pretty hard to see that, isn't it? Let me undo that. That green doesn't show up very well up there on the board. We'll go with this. So for this one, we need to go 4 left. So we go -1 minus 4, comma. And then we take the y coordinate of 2, and we need to go 3 down, so we subtract 3. So that's what we're doing. All right, so that would give us -1. Am I doing this right? 4 left, 3 down. Okay. So we got to go -1 minus 4. That'd be -5. And then 2 minus 3 would be -1. And then do the same thing with the point R and the point Y. So I guess we could call this, although I didn't leave much room, we could call this T prime. And then R prime, we got to go 4 left. So 3 minus 4 would be -1. And then 4 minus 3 would be 1. And then Y prime, we'd have to go 4 left. So that would be 2 minus 4 would be -2, comma, and we got to go 3 down. So 2 minus 3 would be -1. So let's go ahead and sketch that one for you guys. If maybe I won't actually draw it because it gets kind of messy, but I'll at least plot those points so you can see them. So let's see, T prime would go 5 left, 1 down. That'd be here, right? And then R prime would be 1 left, 1 up. So that's T prime, that's R prime. And then Y prime would be at 2 left, 1 down. I guess I can go ahead and draw it. So this one would look like this. Now that's definitely a slide, right? That's a translation. A rotation is a turn, a translation is a slide, and a, what am I missing? A reflection is a flip. So all we did was slide that original one down. Notice it didn't turn at all or anything. It didn't flip over. It didn't rotate at all. We just slid it down and to the left. So it stays in the same perspective. All right, well now we got to take that result right there, and now we got to do the 90-degree rotation using this, this rule up here, this one. So we're going to switch the x and the y and take the negative of the y on this one. Okay, on my image. So let's do that. So let's see. So we're going to call this, I don't know what color should I do this one in. We'll do this one in, I guess red will show up. So we'll go with red. So this is going to be T double prime. So we got to switch the x and the y and take the negative of the y. So let's see, the negative of the y would be 1, and then there's the x. And then R double prime, take the negative of the y, and then write the x. And then y double prime, take the negative of the y and switch the x over there. So there you go. Let's graph that one now. So the final image, the double prime image, is going to be 1 right, 5 down. So that's here. That is T double prime. And then R double prime is 1 left, 1 down. So that's right there. That is R double prime. And then Y double prime is 1 right, 2 down, which is right here. So that's Y double prime. And then we're going to graph that one. I think that looks right. That's what, 4 and 2, so that's 2, yep. I kind of graphed it kind of crooked, but I think you guys got the idea. And this one's what, 1, 2, and that's 1, 2, yep. And that's it for that, even though my one segment here is kind of curved. So that's a composition of two transformations. That one is a translation with a rotation, but you could have a dilation with a reflection, or you could have a rotation with a reflection. You just do them in whatever order they give them to you. So I think that'll wrap that up. So let me stop the recording. What the heck?